Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing here should be considered financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Bitcoin update. So, pretty critical time in the market right now. Asia, the markets that have now opened for the new trading day seem to have had a sell-off so far with this recent price drop that we're having. So, we're going to run through the scenarios. We said last video, if we break below these swing lows, it's possible that we could be in the start of this extended A wave right now, but we don't really have a confirmation of that until we actually break below this swing low at 60,000. So that's kind of what we're keeping track of. I added a possible path that we could take to get to this area, as well as possible support areas that could start that bounce for Bitcoin that we have been expecting. Like I said in the last video, lower we go in this A wave, the lower that resistance zone goes as well. So instead of testing, let's say we go for the extended A wave, we bottom around that 56,000 range. Say we go from expecting this rally to touch somewhere between 80,000 to 98,000. Now, indeed, it may only be these lines at 74,000, for example, at the April low could act as a possible rejection point. So that's kind of how our view would change on the rally. So lower this A wave goes, lower that resistance zone goes as well. So that's pretty important to notice. But this could be, as long as we are holding above this 60,000 of the previous A wave, this could all just be an A wave up and then an A, B, C to the downside in that B wave, and then we could start that larger degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move up in that C wave before we can get that sell off and head lower. Now, once we kind of break below this swing low, well, then it will kind of stay in place that this A wave is going for the extension, and this A wave could possibly bottom between 48,739 to 60,127. It's okay to get some wicks below. We just don't want to see a decisive break below. So something like what we would see right here, it's okay if we get wicks below. We just don't want to see that decisive break, essentially. If we do get that decisive break, then it's possible that this could be a more direct sell-off instead of expecting that possible bounce. So what that could look like on the larger degree time frame is all of this could have been the A wave in an extension, B wave, and then a C wave to the downside, if that kind of makes sense. Instead of what we currently have, which is the A wave would bottom in this zone, B wave bounce, and then C wave to the downside. Instead, that A wave would be going for a extended sell-off. Now, short term, we have seen the downtrend. So what I added to here to ensure that this white ABC to the upside could possibly be playing out is we need a break above this level for our first confirmation. Another confirmation would be a 5-wave move up as well and a 3-wave move down. This swing high is located at 68,628 as well. It's possible that we do get some sort of short-term rally here in a 3-wave move. Then we could get rejected in that 3rd wave as well. That's totally possible to happen as well. We'll go through the RSI and then the liquidity for the longs and shorts, just so I can explain to you why we could possibly see some sort of 3-wave short-term rally before we head lower if this extended A wave is playing out. But if we get a break above this swing high and a 5-wave move up, well, it starts to become more likely that we are in this white wave A, B, C to the upside. Now, right now, because we just have going sideways and we haven't really had any decisive moments, we're still kind of in the middle of this whole entire thing. So kind of just have to have more patience. I know, even with this massive dump, it's still not a confirmation that we are going to be lower, or we are indeed going lower in the A wave. We need to break below this 60,000 as well to indicate that as well. And you know what? It's totally possible, not likely, but we could always just get a slightly lower low and then bounce right back up from there for that C wave to the upside, where we could possibly test the November to January lows and highs back there as well. So that's totally possible as well. Pretty much just have to take it one day at a time. Same thing that we have been saying since literally this, I want to say about the 13th of February, since we've just been going up and down. Have to be patient. Let the market do its thing. When buyers buy, price goes up. When sellers sell, the price will go down. So it's up to the buyers and sellers to figure out what they want to do and what path we will be taking. And all we can really look at it is swing highs, swing lows, support, resistance. If we break support, it becomes more and more likely that this A wave is going for an extension. If we break swing highs and break the resistance, well, it becomes more and more likely that we are indeed in that larger B wave bounce. And as of right now, we just have had confirmation of really sideways action, up and down. Maybe a little bit more preferable for the downside just because we broke swing lows. But I mean, then again, 1, A, B, C, and this C wave, for example. So A, B, 1, 2, this could be all of a 3 wave, 4th wave bounce, 5th wave, and then we could still go higher. That's totally possible as well. So, and then this even could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move like that. That's just how the market is. So until we break swing highs, 4 and 5 wave movements, or a 5 wave move down, or break of swing lows, supports and resistance, we're ranging. I know it's boring, and we've been saying have patience for the past 2 weeks or so, but that's how we're gonna have to be. Everything is undecided right now. So, and if we go quickly to the RSI before we kind of finish up everything, we're getting close to that oversold again. So it wouldn't be crazy to see some sort of bounce back up as well. Typically, after Bitcoin has a rally or a corrective bounce as well, it's not unusual to see a 4-hour RSI get oversold and then have a bounce after as well. Same thing here, bounce after. And then usually once we kind of get in that downtrend, larger downtrend area, that's when we start to form the divergences, or that selling pressure just becomes pretty crazy and just has large sell-offs. But wouldn't surprise me if we have some sort of 3-wave bounce. And where we could get for that, well, if we go to the liquidations, let me refresh this. And yeah, I mean, if we go to the 7-day, so pretty much this week, we could possibly have an answer. But I mean, it could always just keep going lower and lower and break through that as well. But sorry about that, but it would not surprise me if we had a short-term 3-wave bounce and then head lower in that 3rd wave. So where this bounce could possibly get between 64,000 more or less to about 67,000, maybe even these higher ones up here at 69 to about 70,000. That's totally possible as well. But on the daily, just because we are in a downtrend right now and we've had no confirmation of at least some sort of corrective bounce or relief rally, I mean, it's totally possible we just keep going lower and liquidate these longs as well before we kind of start heading upwards, just because momentum is down right now. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. Hopefully that was simple. Same thing, patience, and these are swing lows and swing highs. And if we break below that, well, we could look for a bounce from this zone. If we break below this zone, then it's more of a direct A-wave sell-off, and we would have to add more swing lows and swing highs to that as well. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.